Are you thinking about moving to Oregon but have no clue where to live or what the cost of living is actually like? If so, then join me as we dive into what it costs to live in the suburbs of Portland, Oregon. Hey everyone, my name is Joe Skipper with Skipper Realty Group, and I'm brokered by eXp Realty out of Oregon, and I'm going to go over the costs that come with living in the town of Wilsonville, Oregon. Now, it's a medium-sized city just south of Portland, and my personal hometown. And if you're a buyer, seller, or an investor and you want to stay up to date with the latest on the Oregon housing market, you should like and subscribe to this page because I put out content regularly so that you can go into the home investment journey with the most knowledge so that you can make the best financial decisions for you and your family. So let's start by quickly going over the property taxes for Wilsonville. Wilsonville is located in Clackamas County, Oregon, so the tax rate over the entire county runs between $14.50 to $23 per thousand of assessed value. Does that make sense? No? Okay, let's use $500,000 as a generic number for taxes in Clackamas County. That would mean that you'd pay between $7,250 to $11,500 a year. Now that's a significant range, so let's get to the computer and we'll take a look at what Wilsonville is specifically and use a few examples.
Okay, we're going to take a deeper dive into the property tax rates. So we'll start, if you go to smartasset.com, you can type in your location specifically, and it kind of is on this sliding scale where you can kind of see your home value and then what the property taxes will be based on your home value. So just up here, it gives you the general rates in Oregon and what it is compared to the rest of the country. But I typed in Wilsonville here, and this is a $500,000 home value, so you can adjust it. So right now, your property taxes in general are $5,450. Like, let's move it up and see what it does. So if you go up another $1,000 or $100,000, you're another $1,000. So it's kind of a good place to go to be able to see what your home particularly in general would be taxed at for property taxes. Down here, it kind of gives you what Clackamas County, Oregon's general rate, and the average of the national average. So just a cool website to go to if you wanted to look at that. So what we'll do right now is go to specific examples, and you can see exactly what some tax rates are within the city of Wilsonville. So we'll use a couple of those here. And if you go to my website, Skipper Realty Group right here, you can scroll down, go through this beautiful web page. You can scroll down and basically find your new home here. Once this comes up, you'll be able to search for Wilsonville or wherever you would like to look, but let's search for Wilsonville since that's what we're looking at today. We'll just search generically. We'll search everything, and we'll kind of give you an idea of different property taxes in different areas. So this is all the active homes in and around Wilsonville. You can remove these outlines and stuff if you wanted to kind of get on the outskirts here, but let's just look at this one, 650 right now. Looks like a Geneva Loop. This is in Villebois. This is really nice community, really nice homes. This is kind of a standard home in Villebois, just really nice. But anyways, let's just scroll down and get the property taxes for this particular home. So it gives you all the information here on the home, but down here, so the annual property tax is $60.96.59 cents. So just over $6,000 a year for this home. What we can do from there is basically take that $6,000, and you can go into a basic mortgage calculator to kind of see your monthly payment. And all I did was just Google mortgage loan calculator. So let's go back and forth here. Let's go $650 for this home. So you paid $650. Down payment, we'll just say the standard down payment is that. These property taxes is a little bit off, so let's just do $60.96. And so this would be your general monthly mortgage payment with property taxes insurance. And this is a generic number, but it's a good number to use. This is your interest rate of 7.7. That's pretty high, but the rates are pretty high. So this is kind of breaks down at least what you'd have to pay. Let's just say, for example, this house only had $4,000. So, and it does an automatic change on your monthly payment. So it does make a difference. Maybe not a ton, but it does make $100 to $200 difference depending on your property taxes. So we have that one. Let's go see another one. Let's see maybe a bigger home if we have it. Okay, this is a really nice home, 1.085 million. So let's see the difference in cost of that one. This is in the Renaissance Boat Club in Wilsonville, right by the river. They normally have, I think all of these have a boat slip that's deeded to them. Beautiful homes right by Memorial Park. So $1 million, and let's see what their property taxes are. This property tax is $11,272. So let's go. That's significant. $11,272. Let's put that in, but then let's put the $1 million on. I'm just going to do it for purposes of ease. We'll just do $1 million. So that's going to be your monthly payment with all the taxes. So this is like a good way to see that even in the same city, your property taxes can be significantly different based on the home that you buy and the size of the home. But even what I found is neighborhood to neighborhood, it changes. We had a house in Meadows area of Wilsonville, which is right in this area here, that next door, it was a couple $1,000s difference in taxes to ours. So it's really important. It'll affect your mortgage payment, maybe significantly, maybe you don't care about that, but it can affect your mortgage payment pretty significantly with the cost of that. So it's just something to look at. That's an easy way to kind of get a general idea of what you would pay in property taxes in Wilsonville. And I would just suggest, especially the ones for sale, put that property tax into a mortgage calculator and figure out what your monthly mortgage would be for that.
Okay, let's go over the commute and what it's like and how they may factor in gas prices depending on the vehicle that you have. Now, the commute to Salem is about 30 minutes and about 29 miles south. It's a pretty easy commute south, and you won't have a ton of traffic going to Salem unless there is something unforeseen that happens on the interstate, like a crash or something like that. On the way back up, it's a slightly different story. Depending on time of day, traffic can jam up just south of Wilsonville, and that traffic continues up all the way into Portland. Wilsonville basically is the starting point for traffic, so for the most part you can get into and out of Wilsonville and avoid most traffic, for the most part. Now, the commute to Portland is only 17 miles and 23 minutes, depending on time. This one's a bit trickier because, as I was saying, traffic northbound to Portland jams up in Wilsonville, so getting north to Portland during rush hour can be a pain, like a real pain. Now, a little road info for you. Basically, Wilsonville is just south of two other major highways in Oregon, I-205 and Highway 217. This intersects within miles of each other and I-5, so there are main highways to get to every major and minor city around the Portland metro area. So you can imagine that during rush hour, it sucks. Having said that, it's not because you'd be living in Wilsonville particularly, it's just bad traffic all around the Portland metro area. If you want to have a shorter time in traffic, there's obviously living in Portland, but also cities like Lake Oswego and Milwaukee that are closer to Portland. So factor that in when you think about commuting to and from different areas from Wilsonville. The cheapest gas currently in Wilsonville is at Costco at $4.45 a gallon, and I love Costco. Okay, let's move on to the entertainment and cost of doing that in Wilsonville. So I will say that for entertainment purposes, Wilsonville is not at the top of the list for things to do here. It does border the Willamette River, so in the summer it's a really popular spot to swim, boat, kayak, and fish. And there are tons of little hiking spots and bike trails that go through the city. They have numerous parks. We have Memorial Park here, which is a huge park that hosts baseball, softball, etc. Villebois has some really nice parks and is a great community to live in due to the homes that are there and the amenities that they offer. But if you're looking for a place to live where you don't need to commute to get entertainment and food like Portland, like being in downtown, then Wilsonville may not be the place. You'll have to factor that into the cost of living if you like the nightlife and access to tons of restaurants and bars. So for grocery shopping and that cost, again, you can honestly find cheaper places to go than Wilsonville. Having said that, Wilsonville has Fred Meyer's, Safeway, and a Costco. So you do have nice and fairly inexpensive places to shop. Wilsonville's just a few miles from Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, and those sort of places if you're into that, and they're easily accessible. And if you're looking for cheap, then Winco and other stores that are similar to that are further away in Tigard. Now, the cost of groceries here in Wilsonville are fairly reasonable compared to other cities surrounding it. It's just you have to factor in the driving cost if you want to go to the healthier food places or those cheaper food places. As to retail shopping, as I was saying, there's a Freddy's and a Costco here, so a lot of things can be purchased here in town. We have an Ace Hardware for all your generic DIY needs, but if you're looking for bigger stores or more options, you'd go to Bridgeport Village, which is just a few miles north of Wilsonville, or you can head to Washington Square Mall, which is a bigger traditional mall, but further north by about 12 miles. Now, all in all, you can get a lot of your daily needs met here in town. Now, if you want something different or more options, there are a ton of places in the surrounding cities, so you really only have to go like a max of 15 miles out of your way to get pretty much anything that you could need that's not in Wilsonville. So finally, I just wanted to go over some of the stats for homes in Wilsonville so it can give you an idea of what you're going to be paying in a rent or a monthly mortgage. Now, there aren't a ton of condos here, and though there are more townhomes, especially if you went into the Villebois area, you're most likely to find a traditional single-family home here. It's just how the city's been built out, and there is a vast range of those. So let's take a look.
Okay, so finally, let's go over some stats in Wilsonville for just to give you an idea of what a home is going to cost here. Wilsonville traditionally does not have a lot of condos here. As you can see, there's maybe one. They have a little bit of areas where there's condos and apartments, but generally Wilsonville was built primarily with single family homes. Over here in Villebois, you have some townhome options and things like that. But for the most part, you're going to have single family homes. And there is a vast range of single family homes in there within Wilsonville and a vast range of prices. So the average for July, the single family home sale, the median home sale was $712,000. The median attached home, which is like a townhome, is $442,500, and the average condo sale was $257, which is about right in Wilsonville. Like this, for example, is kind of what you're going to see for a condo in Wilsonville. We can just take a look really quickly at it, just to give you an idea of you're really not going to get a lot under $300,000 in Wilsonville, whether that be a townhome or whether that be a studio. These are kind of come up somewhat regularly in the 250s on Courtside Drive, but $259,000, and you're getting, just a small condo in Wilsonville. But more likely than not, you're going to see that average of around $700,000. Let's take a look at Geneva Loop. Again, this is in Villebois, $650,000, single family residence. Just really nice homes in Villebois, nice parks, nice communities, things like that. But that's kind of the cost of living here. So you're probably going to pay, this is kind of the standard. If you just want the standard home in Wilsonville, you're going to be paying around $650,000. Like I said, the median was $712,000, but that's kind of the price range in the 6 to 7s. You're going to be for a single family. For a townhome, you can get in the 4s, and then obviously the studios are less. So you can get significantly more expensive if you wanted to as well. Wilsonville, I think we showed you earlier in the video. This one on Sandy Court is in the millions. All these sell for over $1 million. They are attached to, they're not directly on the Willamette River, but have boat access. As you can see, you can park your boat here. Just really beautiful homes, huge homes, nice neighborhood right by the park. So you can go all the way up into the multi-million dollars if you're on the Willamette. But in the city of Wilsonville, generally, the nicer homes are just above $1 million. So I think that's it. That's going to be the cost of housing here. Yeah, I think that'll do it.
Okay, hopefully this gives you a decent idea of what it's going to cost to live in Wilsonville. Now, there are more expensive cities and cheaper cities nearby, so if Wilsonville doesn't fit for you, then there are plenty of options that are close to Portland and Salem and have some cheaper amenities. If you want to know more about them, send me a text or give me a call and we can go over those cities specifically. And if you guys are looking to buy or sell in the next year, give me a call and let's talk about what it takes to get you the highest return on your investment when you decide to go that route. The market is changing rapidly, so having an expert to guide you through it is one of the most important decisions that you're going to make. Also, don't forget to subscribe and like this page so that you can stay up to date on the market here in Oregon. Thanks, guys.